Why didn't you say this to me when I was alive? My husband and I, we never got a note.
Good morning, guys. Okay, so this video is going to relate to 13 Reasons Why. I love the show. I enjoy the show. I have not finished it, and what my thinking was, this show takes place in a girl's life where it's the most difficult part that she's ever had to deal with, and she ends up committing suicide. Like I said, I haven't finished the show, but I mean, that's what it seems like. At the end, she's like, oh, I'm alive, right? She ends up committing suicide. That's a strong message, and since I don't know how it ends, I don't know what the message is at the end, but all I can tell you guys for my sake currently is to kind of give a reverse kind of like feedback, or I don't know if that makes sense, but a reverse as in 13, sort of like not 13 reasons why you shouldn't kill yourself, but just a few reasons why you shouldn't commit that kind of act. Welcome. Okay guys, so I want to tell you something really quick before I start. Here's my phone. Look. Gone. This is something that's one-on-one to me, the YouTuber, the creator. Sorry, let me get my head in the shot. And to you, the viewer, who, you either are going through something, know a friend that's going through something, or, you just love the show 13 Reasons Why, and you want to hear kind of what I have to say. So, I guess my first kind of scenario, my first, advice to anyone who, has those certain issues, related to the show, or any other issues, but more so the ones related to the show. You don't want to commit the act. You don't want to go through with it. You don't want to end something that you've barely just have begun to live your life. Or if you're older, at the same time, you don't want to end it. And I tell you this because what is the most important thing that we are able to do and that the world will do? Any answers? Okay. Well, some of you may have got it right, but it's the key word, change. You're able to change. The world will change. And no matter what you go through today, like I said in my last video, what may be so big to you right now, in a couple of years, you'll be like, dang, that was so small. I was able to overcome it, and now look where I am today, and now I'm helping other people out. Now I'm giving other people advice. Now I'm the one that they look up to. When I didn't have anyone, now they have someone. And I believe that's just a beautiful impact you're able to have on others. And the reason why I sort of make these videos is because I have the heart inside that kind of like pours out, that wants me to help others. And it's just like, that's just a beautiful gift to be able to have and to be able to do. So my first kind of saying is, don't do it. There's change, and change will happen. It may not happen, within a snap of a finger. It may not happen within the next few days, but I promise you guys, it will happen. So this next one is going to be very, very tricky, because some of you may be like, that may be in a situation, well, how do you know that if you've never been in my state? But I'm just going to say it now. People do care about you. You may think my friends don't care about me. My family doesn't care about me, so who's gonna care? Like, who cares? I promise you guys, people do care. And how do I know? Because I care for you. And the biggest thing that you have to realize is people are too blind sometimes to notice, certain things. To you, maybe you may be acting out and, like our parents, were raised a certain way. Then we were raised a certain way, and they may see you acting out, and they may take that as, oh, well, I was doing worse things when I was a child. Your parents saying that, and then they're like, so, for my child to be acting like this, it's just a phase, it will pass. So we, as a child, don't necessarily know what our parents are thinking, but it is important, for the parents to play a big role, in your life, because when someone needs someone, it's crappy if we don't get that person that we're looking for. We don't get the comfort, the support of having somebody there to nourish us and kind of like tell us it's gonna be okay. There's certain other things that I've been through that I felt, the same way that you may have felt, where you need someone. And the most important thing, guys, is communication is very, very important. Whatever you go through, do not keep it in. And this is one form of myself that I use. I'm speaking to you guys directly. I'm not keeping it in. I'm letting, what I feel emotion wise translate to the camera, that translate to you guys, the viewers. And like I said, I love helping people out, so it's basically like a win-win. I get my feelings out, and I also try to give advice and give, my experience to help one of you guys. But yeah, you guys have to communicate, and whether you think your friends care or not, as the subject is so touchy, the best outcome is to get help, is to not necessarily get help. I mean, it is, but some people don't want help. But the least thing you can do is reach out to somebody and let them know what you're dealing with. Just because you're important. I guarantee you there is somebody out there, if it's not, maybe one parent, or maybe you don't have any parents, there's somebody out there who cares for you deeply, but you just may not know it at that exact moment in your life. I'm going to wrap this up extremely soon, but what I wanted to say also is life, first of all, as we all know, is not guaranteed. But second of all, we have a certain amount of years to live here. And that ranges from when we're born to the longest life, which is probably 100, give or take. Like, you can maybe outlive 100, but the odds I don't think are that high. And the odds of even reaching 100 as well aren't that high, just because of people getting sick and just with natural causes of death, But the thing is, guys, life is already too short, and you shouldn't feel like you want to make it shorter than it already is. And I understand everyone has a different level of tolerance of, when they're depressed, when they, are angry, and maybe there's just a chemical not there where you just don't want to live. If you listen to anyone, like, I promise you, like, life is hard. There's no denying it. But life can get better. It will get better. And there's no way to fully believe me unless you try it. Not try it, unless you just keep going. Because you don't know. You get screwed over if you end it and then, or like at the last second, maybe as you're like, take it for, 13 Reasons Why, I heard she bleeds out. It's like, you can't at that moment be like, oh no, I want to live, I changed my mind. Like, once you do that, the odds of living, like, you're playing with death, and there's no redos. And that's the thing, guys, like, you have to understand, I don't want you to get to that point, because you can repent and you can try to just change your life around, but if you start it, you're playing with death. And just like people say, if you play with fire, you're bound to get burned, guys. So it's just, please be smart, be careful, be aware. And my last words will be coming up right now. So, we spoke about change, how you will change, and change is given. The world is going to continue to change. We talked about people caring for you, and I know, even maybe after hearing me, your thoughts are still the same, or maybe even after hearing me, you're kind of like he's kind of right, but at the same time, this is too strong, where it's like a rock, a big huge rock that landed on your leg, and as much as you try to lift it, you know, you're not able to fully get out and free yourself. And with that, you know, you need help. Not, listen, you need help as in you need people to help you lift the rock. And as you go, and you maybe try, you know, you put that effort in to try to lift it too, and with that help, you are able to lift the rock, and you're able to free yourself, and you're able to move on and recover and become that beautiful person that you are. Everyone knows you have the potential. Everyone knows that you can do it. You just have to believe it. And you know, I'm smiling right now because it's just like I feel the emotion. Like I feel, you know, just by being able to do something like that, you're proving to yourself how strong you are. And no one, you know, there may be people who maybe, you know, the worst critics, the people that bullied you, the people that said kill yourself, you know, those people, yeah, maybe they don't believe in you, maybe they don't care about you. But at the end of the day, if you can show anyone, you know, oh, you know, it's not necessarily I'm proving them wrong, it's I'm proving myself. I'm proving to myself that I can do this. I'm proving to myself that whatever they called me, that's not true. I know it's not true. And what you do is you turn your life around. And that's with anything, with suicide and with any other, you know, I guess, you know, issues you may have in your head or whatnot, you know. So I just want to say, you guys can do it. I love you. If you need advice or if you want more, you know, videos or just anything you want to connect with me, I'm going to link my email in the description. Feel free to, you know, send me a message, and my social media is going to be posted in there as well. And I hope you guys are able to have an amazing day. And like I said before in one of my videos, turn the frown upside down and just, you know, go out there and tackle what the world has planned for you. And whatever may seem hard right now, you know, once you get through it, it's gonna get better. It's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make you smarter. You know, it's gonna give you that motivation to want to help others because you did it yourself. I love you guys. Have a blessed Easter. Today's current day, so I'm gonna post this right now. And if you don't celebrate, just have a blessed day. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.